This is Chris with Dive Zone Scuba for another technical diving tips, techniques, and trips video.
Hello divers, thanks for joining me today. In video 180, I talked about the carry-on crackdown and how you can carry all of your equipment in a personal sized item and also a carry-on. The only problem with that is, as part of the carry-on crackdown, some airlines are also determining how much weight you can actually carry with you. All right, so what we're going to do in this video is we're going to talk about how to offload some of the weight from your carry-on so that you're not affected by the carry-on crackdown. Two essential things you're going to need to do this. One is some sort of a luggage scale. There are a lot of inexpensive digital luggage scales on Amazon, and that's where this one came from. The other item that you're going to need is some kind of vest that you're going to use to carry some of your items that you would normally carry in your carry-on. So if you've been watching some of the earlier videos from this channel, you'll have noticed that I have a few videos on the use of a MOLLE vest to carry some items through the airport. In this case, what I've been doing in the last couple of trips is I've been using what's called a SCOTTeVEST. And there are many other types, but this is a SCOTTeVEST. And this particular vest is the Quest model, which is supposed to have a total of 42 pockets. So the reason why I'm currently using the SCOTTeVEST is because it is much less profile, has much less of a profile than a MOLLE vest, and it conceals items actually much better than the MOLLE vest does, is because the pockets for the MOLLE vest are external to the vest, while the pockets to this type of vest are internal. So the fact that you're carrying a lot of items is less apparent, and so it draws less suspicion, less concern from the travel gate agents and so on. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at a bunch of different items that we normally carry in our carry-on. And I talked about the travel gas and the decompression regulators. Here's my low O2 decompression regulator. And what you need to do in order to pack everything in the carry-on is you need to disassemble, or at least take the hose and the second stage off of each one of the first stages, so that you can fit everything in the carry-on efficiently. So you're going to have this apart anyway to start with, and so this makes it easy to transfer this from your carry-on to the vest. All right, so let's take a look and see how much this weighs, and it's actually quite surprising. And with just the first stage and the gauge, the pressure gauge, it actually weighs quite a bit. Okay, so I'm gonna start this little thing up, and it's got 0 pounds on it right now, and I'm going to now weigh it, and it says it weighs 2.1 pounds. Okay, so each of these first stages, they're atomic first stages, and the gauge weighs approximately, we'll just call it 2 pounds. All right, so I'm gonna take this gauge, and ordinarily what I would wanna do is I wanna put it in a plastic bag like this, and you wanna stick it in there, of course, so you don't get any contaminants inside your regulator. And so we're gonna take this and put it in a plastic bag, and you probably wanna squeeze a little bit of the air out of it. Do this. And the vest has, like I said, many pockets on there, and I'm going to stick it on one of the internal pockets here, and then I'm going to take another bag, and I'm going to put another regulator, first stage, in there, in this case my travel gas regulator. So I'm going to stick that in there, squeeze the air out, and I'm going to stick that in this side here. Some of the pockets are symmetrical. And then I'm going to take another bag, And I'm going to put in my high O2 regulator. You'll notice it has the green marking wire tie around the first stage. I'm going to put that in there. And I could put this in a different pocket, but the pockets are so large, I'm just going to stick it again in that pocket. And then I'm going to take another one right here. And I'm going to put in this regulator. This is my long hose regulator. No, actually, this is my necklace regulator. The way I can tell, it doesn't have a transmitter attached to it. My long hose regulator has a transmitter attached to it, while this one has my left post regulator. This one has a gauge attached to it, and I'm going to stick that in there. And then I'm going to take my last bag that I'm going to have here, and I'm going to stick in this, okay, which, since it has a transmitter, I know it's my long hose regulator. And I'm going to stick that in there, get all the air out. And I think what I'll do, since I've already got 2 regulators in each one of the pockets, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in a different pocket. Okay, so I'm going to put that one, put it up all the way. I'm going to put that one in this pocket up here. Okay, so I've got quite a bit of things in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to close this, so in the odd event that I have it and didn't want it to fall out. Okay, and then if I really wanted to go overboard and I wanted to add in enough more weight, so I've got what? I've got about a little bit over 10 pounds in here now. I could also put in my primary light. This is a Big Blue Videotech light, and I've got a Goodman handle on it. I could take this light, once I've taken it off of that, and I can stick it in the pocket on the other side. Let's see, is that gonna fit? Nope, I'm gonna need to put it in another pocket. So I'm gonna zip this side pocket, and I'm gonna put it down in there. That's a much longer size pocket. And then I could take the Goodman handle and I could stick that in on the other side, the vertical zip pocket, right in there. All right, so let's zip a couple of these things up. Actually, I could put one more thing in here. If I really wanted to save some weight, I could put in my secondary light. Actually, I think I already put that in there. All right, so I've got a total of 5 first stages, 5 gauges, a primary light, a secondary light, and a Goodman handle. Okay, so I have offloaded now about 13 pounds worth of gear. Okay, so when I'm going through the check-in line at the airport, I can either have this zipped up, or I could have it loose. Let's see if I can zip it up. It's kind of hard to do if it's not on you. I don't know if I'm gonna bother attempting to do that. There we go. And you can zip it up, and it does not look like you're carrying 13 pounds of gear on you. Okay, so what that does, it enables me to offload quite a bit of gear off of my carry-on. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the same carry-on that I had before, and I'm gonna weigh that, and the target goal is about 10 kilograms, 22 pounds. So there's a great bit of variance in the amount of weight that is allowed by different airlines, but one of the most common limits is 22. So if you have 22 pounds, you're probably very safe, but of course you would have to check with your specific airline that you're going to be using. Okay, so in the next video clip, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the carry-on from video 180. Now that I've taken the 5 regulators, the primary light, the secondary light, and the Goodman handle out, we're going to see how much that weighs. What we're going to do now is see how much the carry-on now weighs. And I'm going to turn this on. It's calibrated at 0.00, and I'm going to lift it up, and it weighs 20.9 pounds. So a little bit below the 22 pound limit, or the 10 kilogram limit that is common on many airlines. Now, what do you do if the limit is actually less than 22 pounds? So what do you do if you have a less than 10 kilogram, 22 pound weight limit for your carry-on luggage? Well, one thing you can do is you can take out your regulator hoses, or also this is the pressure gauge hose off the left post, and you can unzip the zipper pouch on the back of the SCOTTeVEST and take however many hoses you need and stick them in the back of this pouch. The pouch, I believe, was originally intended for an iPad or a notebook. And you can put however many hoses you need, and you can zip it up, and then you will definitely be able to go underneath whatever the weight limit is if it's less than 10 kilograms or 22 pounds. This is Chris with Dive Zone Scuba. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.